Numbers changed everything for me. I was 13 years old, sitting in my middle school classroom, and sweat covering my forehead. I was anxious, self-conscious, and had no understanding of what was going on. It was math class. I had a distorted, fear-filled view of mathematics as a child. I pictured it as a massive puzzle with numbers, equations, symbols flying around like leaves in a storm. It was a chaotic subject which I couldn't decode. Every evening, I struggled with my math homework. It felt as if I was alone on a battlefield facing these countless confusing numbers. The numbers moved in a way I did not understand, and the equations seemed like a foreign language. Everything was mixed up. It felt like the end of the world when I was trying to make sense of these nauseating numbers. But it all changed on that bright autumn morning when Mr. M, our new math teacher, entered the classroom. He had this unique ability to simplify the complications of mathematics, making it appear more like a story than a subject. It didn't take long for Mr. M to notice my struggles. Whenever we discussed numbers, I had this overwhelmed look on my face. I was one of those kids who couldn't hide anything. He asked me to stay after the class. The classroom was silent. The blackboard was still covered with day's equations. He came and sat down next to me. He began in an understanding tone. Listen, Ash, math isn't just a chaotic mess of numbers. It's like a dance of patterns where numbers move with grace, following a specific beat. All you have to do is to recognize that hidden tune, that specific rhythm that makes everything fit perfectly. He explained how patterns don't just govern math, it governs life as well. Starting from how all children grow up in the same pattern, or the definitive pattern of caterpillar turning into a butterfly. Even the 4 seasons have a cyclical pattern. Knowing and understanding patterns can make your life easier and more efficient. It was that moment math began to click for me. I started to see things differently. All I needed to do was to understand how to recognize patterns behind numbers. I no longer needed to have those sweaty foreheads during the math class. I found a hidden world where chaos turns it into a beautiful order. The beauty of the patterns is it makes complex simple. Remember the first time you tried to ride a bike or tie your shoelace? It was challenging at first, but slowly, with repetition, it became second nature. The real epiphany was when I found patterns in my own life, in my reactions, in my habits, even in my thoughts. These hidden underlying patterns, I realized, are controlling our daily experiences, emotions, and decisions. Even if we are not conscious of these patterns, They are the silent operators of our lives. As we navigate into the life's chaos, understanding these patterns become our guiding compass. To truly harness the power of patterns in every facet of life, you need to master 3 key skills. These skills will help you figure out any challenge the life throws at you. The first skill is pattern recognition. Consider the evolution of humanity. Our ancestors went from wandering nomads to settled communities because they recognized the pattern of 4 seasons. They used that knowledge to know when to plant and when to harvest so that they always had enough food. Recognizing patterns means you are no longer reacting automatically. Instead, you are anticipating and strategizing. Recognizing patterns helps you move from reacting to responding. No matter who you are or what you do, recognizing patterns gives you an unfair advantage at winning the game of life. For instance, when I started playing Super Mario video game as a child, I would often fall into pits or get defeated by enemies. But as I played more, I learned the level layout, the enemy behavior and the power of placements. I began to anticipate when to jump, when to run and when to walk. This wasn't because my reflexes got better overnight. I just learned the game patterns and became familiar with them. As a result, I went from a beginner to a skilled player. Similarly, in life, once we recognize patterns, we are no longer in reaction mode. The reason why we die within 10 seconds in the game is we are reacting. I played enough to know the first bad guy will be on my upper right, the next bad guy will be on my lower right. And those few milliseconds of anticipation helps me beat the game because I know the road ahead. In life, if you can anticipate your next move based on the recognized patterns, your fear diminishes. Many fail in life not because they don't have the capability, but because either they fail to recognize the pattern or they give up easily. The second key skill is once you start recognizing the patterns, it's just the beginning of the process. The real transformation begins when you actually start not only to recognize but to start using those patterns. Which brings me to the second skill, pattern integration. Recognizing a map is like having a map, but to achieve results, to reach to your destination, you need to integrate that map into your actions, into your thoughts, into your decisions. This is where the pattern integration comes in. Recognizing and utilizing patterns gives you a superpower to get the results you have never achieved before. Do you want to get your social media content go viral? Instead of starting from scratch, just study the top performing posts, study the structure, study the precise timing on when those are posted, study their visuals. By mirroring those patterns, you will be able to start increasing your chances dramatically. Another example is Warren Buffett, who is known for his incredible ability to find and use patterns in the stock market. This incredible ability led to his legendary success, and it made him one of the world's most wealthiest person on the planet. With time and experience, you build a strong base of recognizing and utilizing patterns, and a deeper understanding of patterns emerges. Your brain starts to understand that it can now create its own patterns. It can create its own strategies. Let's take an example when you want to play football. You may start by imitating your ideals. First, you observe them. You observe how they play, the strategies they use. Then, you imitate those strategies to get starting results. As you play more and more, your brain tries to do new things, try new strategies. It creates new patterns to get you faster results. Which brings me to the third skill, which is pattern invention. After you start recognizing and utilizing patterns, the next evolutionary step is create your own. That's where the true innovation lies. Pattern invention is being original, having fresh thoughts, perspectives, and creating new paths. The most successful leaders don't just copy patterns, they invent new ones. They innovate based on the knowledge gathered from all others. The ability to create new patterns is what sets you apart from everybody else and allows you to contribute something new in the world. If I think about Howard Schultz, the man behind Starbucks' big success, he didn't just come up with a great idea of creating coffee cultures. While visiting Italy, he saw those local cafes which were a popular place to hang out for people and chat. Schultz found the pattern, adapted it, and introduced it to the world, creating one of the world's most profitable companies, Starbucks. He didn't just stop at mere adaptation. He invented a new pattern of coffee cultures that resonated globally. As a brand hacking specialist, I realized that my current expertise allows me to get results faster. The results that used to take me a long time. It doesn't mean I'm a genius now. It means that these results came from learnings from some of the great mentors. I integrated their patterns into innovating and creating new patterns. And these new patterns helped me take brands to uncharted territories of success. As we stand on the edge of unprecedented technological advancements, it's crucial to master these three skills. These three skills will help you stay ahead of the curve no matter where the world changes. Experts say that in the next 10 to 15 years, almost half of the jobs might disappear. Imagine the self-driving cars replacing millions of drivers, or AI algorithms outpacing the financial experts. In today's world, it's not about being the smartest in the room or it's not about being an expert in every new technology. It's about being the one who understands patterns. My vision for the future is we stop letting life's chaos control us and we start using the patterns in such a way that start putting chaos to work for us, or even better, we no longer see it as chaos in the first place. Thank you.